Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Prismata. We're gonna jump in the queue and go watch, hey, Floofy Boy versus Buddy Pun. Nope, never mind. It's unknown again. Oh, why did I queue again so shortly after that last game? What a fool. Another base plus 5, 90 seconds, slow as hell game. Oh my god, no attackers. Who plays base plus 5, 90 seconds, I ask you? Ugh. I say slow as hell, not just because of the time controls, but because of the units here. There's just no attackers, and there's Apollo. Like, I don't know. Is Apollo good? Do you buy Apollo in base set? I don't think so. But Ossified and Nitrocide are kind of a red sync, so you could build a few attackers and like not be committed to red anymore and get Apollo? I don't know. I'm also like, okay, Mega Drone seems good, I think. I'm inclined to say that just like a red rush is better than some Apollo nonsense. And with Nitrocide, you can go Tarsier Side, Drone after your Fastimus. So you don't have to float red or energy, which is kind of nice. It would be nice to work in green, because Cryo Rays are just pretty nuts. But also, against Ossified drones, it's not going to matter that much, I think. Yeah, I don't think Apollo is all that good here. You need some reason to go triple blue, and there just isn't one here. Yeah, so I think we're going Fastimus into TTD3. Sorry, TDD3. And then I'll play it by ear, I guess. It will be important to work in a Mega Drone. I'm pretty sure that that's better than not doing so. Although, I don't know. Maybe if opponent mirrors red, Mega Drone to deny Rhino Absorb is just not going to be worthwhile. I bet it is, though. Honestly, what about Mega Drone as the Absorber to support Apollo? Question mark? I'm pretty sure it's better not to do that. But it's a thing. Like, you can do that in, like, red games, maybe. You can use your Mega Drone as an absorber so that it generates 3 health instead of $4, which is nice, but that's instead of the health you could be getting from another absorber, so it really only makes sense in mono red. Even then, it's pretty questionable, I think. Right? I think so. Yeah, because the $4 you lose is roughly equivalent to expanding a Rhino's absorb from 1 to 3, so like there's just not much point in doing it. But it's a good kind of late game play to buy some defensive tempo, I guess. I'm inclined to like a conduit here. could alternatively drone up a bit. Right, get another Scythe and 2 drones. Or like an Ossified and 2 drones, I guess. That's kind of cute, because then I have an Absorber lying around for these Tarsiers in a way. But I think you kind of want to just build some attack, don't you? I don't know. Maybe having an Ossified drone wouldn't be all that bad. To let you get into like some blue or something. A bit more high-tech stuff. And just be spending 1 red per turn. It'll make the enemy Mega Drone a bit too good, so I don't want it right away. The blue, that is. But this Ossified drone is an okay absorber as well for the Tarsiers coming up. Next turn I can build like 2 Tarsiers, Conduit, NG or something like that. Or maybe just like several NGs for the Mega Drone. Because they threaten to kill like at least 1 NG. Ah, right, but I need another fast attacker to deny them wall value, right? Something like this? It's not a great Mega Drone, to be sure. But it is legal. And they have to respect this by not building a wall, I think, which is kind of what they wanted to do. That is to say, what they wanted to do is build a wall, and they have to respect me by not doing it, I think. I feel like I can punish this wall too well. It's not a great punish, I guess, but it's a Mega Drone. Like, you take what you can get, right? Oh, wait, I can't do it. It's not legal. I have to either lose a Cybe or 2 NGs. So I have to instead lose Ossified onto Rhino to actually do this. Okay, well, he's doing his work a little earlier than I had hoped. See you later, little buddy. What a silly outcome that was. Okay, not my best plan ever, I suspect. But now I can grab some blue. And attack for 4 here, I imagine. I could hold the Mega Drone. Is that good for some reason? No, they would easily Mega Drone me then, I think. Well, I mean, they'd have to lose wall onto wall, but they might do that anyway. The absorb value would be very, very fake, so I don't think I should do that. Yeah, I'm in pretty sad shape this game, I must say. Opponent just has so much more attack, and all I have is this little Mega Drone. I had hoped that the ossified drone would do some kind of cool things, but then it died. How did I get so far behind? Opponent has 10 permanent attack, and I have 5. I'm only up 4 drones. What a bummer. I guess just everything I tried to do was silly and bad. Like, I think Fastness is the right idea. I think this is a fine, like, direction to go out of that. This was maybe too much. Maybe this was the problem. Like, the ossified drone. And then it ended up causing me some trouble with, like, I don't know, this Mega Drone, which was pretty meager. I don't know, the Mega Drone seemed cool. But then I'm just down a bunch of attack, and I don't have blue, which opponent has, and I'm lost at this point. Did I emote twice? Oh no, it just shows up twice because I'm backing up over it, okay. Huh. I don't know, guys. This is just somehow a disaster. Opponent just did totally normal stuff and beat me with base set. Right? Got 2 Nitrocives but didn't need them. I mean, they were fine. But, like... And in fairness, this set is almost base set. But I got a bunch of advanced stuff. Look at this cool ossified drone. Oh, man. That poor guy, right? You build him, and then he just dies immediately. An engineer might have been better than that ossified drone. Oh man. I just don't get it. The stuff I did seemed like it should have been pretty cool. I mean, like I said, the ossified drone, or Mega Drone, was kind of not all that great. This turn, the setup was not so good. I guess I just droned too much. I thought, like, in standard base set, the line for player 2 is TDD on turn 3. Being better than the TTD, because your opponent is supposed to be going blue-green, and 1 attack is as much of a nuisance to them as 2 is. Maybe since my opponent had actually not gone blue-green, but had instead gone red, it would have been better to go TTD and float in energy. Yeah, I mean, the obvious, like, problem with this game is every turn I'm building 1 attacker and my opponent's building 3. Well, 2 is the number I meant to say. But soon, 3, right? And then, you know, 2.5? Like, I was doing all this stuff that wasn't building attack, and there's no absorbers here, so there's no reason not to build attack. I don't know. I guess that was the problem. They just didn't build attack, and instead I did other stuff. And when there's no defense, what you need is attack. I thought Ossified Drone would be kind of cool. And maybe it could have been, but not the way I used it, right? I was just too focused on this Mega Drone and didn't really plan the turn out right. And if I could have, like, produced 2 defense for free every turn by ossifying, maybe I could have gotten somewhere, but I didn't do that. So, and I don't know, like, doing that and instead of building attackers doesn't feel all that great. I think opponent would just have more attack than me, and I'd be like, great, I have some defense, but you know, if you never pressure your opponent, they can just keep building more attackers, and they pass you even more. Huh. Well, kind of a short game, huh? I don't really want to just end the episode here. Do I have any interesting favorited replays to look at? I know there are a few, but I don't remember which ones I've showed you guys before. I think I went through and deleted the ones that I had favorited but didn't actually think were that cool. Have we looked at this one? What's this all about? I don't think we've seen this one. I don't have any recollection of what happened in this game, to be honest. Usually when I'm going to do a review game, or an episode with some reviews, I look over the games for the episode. But this time I'm looking just because, like... Oh, I do remember this game. Yeah. Okay. So we'll look over a game or two with MasterBot that I played that I thought were interesting at the time to round out the episode. So, as always in these games, if you want, now's a good time to pause the episode and decide how you would play the set. Okay, well, welcome back. I remember in this set thinking a lot about Lucina and saying, like, isn't she a pretty good attacker? And isn't she, like, the only attacker here? Aside from Cluster Bolt, basically. And obviously Chieftain, but that's a defender, not an attacker. But there's not really any defense, and so it's sort of hard to justify getting a Lucina. And I think that, like, a Cluster Bolt Gauss Cannon barrage would be too much trouble for Lucy to handle. So I didn't do that. I did go red because red is great here. And in particular, like, Ferritin Sacks mean you don't need to commit to blue necessarily. MasterBot, I don't know, his openings are just, like, awful a lot of the time. This just makes no sense. Why would you do this? I don't know. Well, I don't know. It seems pretty bad. Yeah, it is bad. It made me get a Rhino, but I don't really care that much. And then, of course, he immediately clicks Mobile Animus. He loves clicking Mobile Animus. If you've ever played MasterBot, you'll know that's his signature move. And this game I thought was interesting because it sort of feels a lot like the last 2 games I had against Unknown, where I kind of went for the higher econ approach, and my opponent got, like, very far ahead in building attackers. Right? I was at this point in the game kind of sad, like, wait a minute, I'm playing against MasterBot, but he has 5 attack and I have 1, and I'm just about to lose a Rhino into a wall, and I'm only building 1 attacker per turn. Like, how did things go so wrong? Like, I just lost a Rhino into a wall, and now I'm doing it again. Is that correct? No. This is just the first Rhino I'm losing into a wall. But I decided to actually click my Rhino and buy a prompt one to lose instead, so I don't know that that's much better, but it seems worse, in fact, now I'm not even buying a second Tarsier. Like, this game just feels like it's going in a bad place. And I think that despite a really weird opening, Masterbot seems to be in an okay position. Like, alright, down 6 drones, but up a lot of attack. And I think if you gave a human player this game, they might choose Masterbot's side. I'm not sure. Maybe they wouldn't. Because I have a lot more econ and the ferret and sacks are giving me blue, which is really great. But certainly if you told them Masterbot was playing the other side, they'd be like, oh, okay, I guess Masterbot will probably lose. But if you could let them choose a side, they might choose to play the other team. And so, like, I just very, very slowly squeezed out a little attack, defended with green, like, and walls, and got, like, 1 Tarsier per turn. And, like, opponents' Rhinos kind of ran out. Because Rhinos are a bad thing to be buying this early, and, like, yeah, sure. Masterbot shouldn't have bought so many. But I don't know, I just thought it was a weird, like... There's not really any reason in this set to get a lot of drones. And I guess that I only did so because my opponent chose such a terrible line. But still, it felt like... Oh, get out of here, global chat. It still felt like, around here, that I ought to be losing. Like, I'm not attacking at all. Did I, by the way... No, I didn't give opponent barrier value. Okay. I don't know, so it was kind of an interesting one of like how, hey, just building 1 Tarsier per turn can eventually win if you're ahead enough in econ. Obviously, you know, this is just how Masterbot rolls, but I don't know, I thought it was kind of a cool game. And this one was more recent. So again, feel free to pause the video if you want to decide how you would play this one. Okay, welcome back. This one was, I thought, pretty cool just because of how gigantic it is, right? Like, you have good absorb on your way up to grid and good soak afterwards. You have good economic kickstarters in Thorium Dynamo. You have giant late game soak in Chieftain. And some kind of okay attackers. Nothing too outstanding. I mean, Grimbotch is actually quite good, but it just doesn't, like... it's a good attacker. But it's not really enough to, like, say, oh, well, you better rush because of all this other stuff. And there's even, like, Synth, so you don't have to commit to 3 blue, but if you wanted to, that would be okay too, because there's Steel Forge, right? Like, how cool is that? So, there's obviously like a go very big game, and we started with basically normal Thorium lines, except I usually don't get a chance to go double Thorium on turn 4. By this time, it's usually about right to start building a forge, but here, it wasn't. You just want a ton of drones. Masterbot disagrees. So, as always with these games against Masterbot, I don't go over them so much to show, like, how... I don't think that the reason that these games are cool is because of the specific details of how they were played out, so much as often, like, isn't this a neat set? Like, it's very kind of one-dimensional, but there's a lot of interesting things you can do on the way there. Masterbot obviously blunders here by getting 2 Gauss cannons. But, you know, he gets some engineers, so that's cool. And then he goes straight into double blue, which, like, who knows what that's even for, right? But I'm able to just continue droning, and I don't really want a lot of blue, so I'm actually like, I think at this point, selling my blue back, is that correct? By, next turn I'm... Well, no, I'm not clicking this because I have no drones. I do want 2 blue, I guess, for, like, grid synth or something, probably. Yeah. Grid synth, keep on droning. Massbreak gets the defense grid for no reason. And I get mine a little bit early, but I sort of figured with all this tech he would be adding some attackers. He didn't really. He added a little. But I can just keep on droning. And, like, these synths are also drones, right? Because of Dynamo. And this Steel Forge, I don't have to spend any tech if I don't want to. I can just invest everything into my economy. So I did, right? Buy 4 red. These are the attackers I actually want. Tarsiers and Botches. And my income is already at like 26 plus 9 green. So that's like 35 income. And that's worth, you know, spending 2 red on. And I can get like 5 drones. Is this the coolest or what? It's just such a big set. And I think you would be doing stuff like this in a normal game against a human. You'd just be going like sky high. You know, against Masterbot, who can say? Because he takes these weird lines and you get to do stuff you couldn't do against a human. But I do think that this is the kind of thing you would want to do, is like to sort of sink your blue into Steel Forges. Or honestly, maybe it would have been better to sink it into synths. I don't know. Probably not, since I have all this energy. I can just buy drones for $3 instead of buying 2 drones for $6 and a blue. But I just thought, I don't know. Turning a drone into a splitter is cool, so I did it. There you go. And then I can suddenly start attacking. Get chieftains and buy Botches instead of Tarsiers. I don't know. I don't know if buying 4 Botches 2 turns in a row was great, but they are a pretty cool thing to buy, and they... I mean, I was already kind of above the absorb barrier, so why buy Tarsiers, right? Like, with these 6 attack? I guess that was why, right? I said, look, at this point, next turn I'm already attacking for 6. So anything I buy now is killing actual units. Let's make it fast attack. And get started on chieftains, because we're going to want defense, defense, defense against the large numbers of attack that opponents should have soon. So I just thought this game was cool because of the extremely large econ afforded to you by Grid and Dynamo, but also like synth, kind of? Because you want a synth anyway, but then you can, for Grid, but then you can treat it as drones afterwards, which is kind of a rare treat. Usually you have to treat it as green or as blue, but with Dynamo you can treat it as drones. I think I actually emptied out all the red stuff in this game eventually. No. I emptied out the Botches and the Rhinos. And clearly way ahead here, so he gives up. But I don't know, I just thought it was kind of neat. Get all the Botches, like the only good attacker in the set, and you know, have kind of a lot of econ. If you look at the econ graph, like 41 is where I settled, so that's always fun. Probably wouldn't have been able to get that high against a human, but maybe you would. I don't know. I guess I did have to kind of cut to get a Blast Forge early to deal with those bizarre Gauss cannons. Maybe against a human it would be an even bigger game. Who can say? There still was plenty of stuff left in the supply to purchase, right? Not drones or dynamos. I did buy all of both of those, but like 2 synths and 9 conduits. Right, another 13 income we could have had if we wanted. Anyway, just sort of a neat little big set to play if you are into such things. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.